Hello, in today's video I'll be talking about the PADFAC program, scholarship and also tourist visa. So let's do three in one video. So you might be asking what PADFAC actually means. PADFAC is just the same as this preparatory course, this language course where some of you are actually coming to Russia for, which is actually the best way to actually come to Russia because you'll be able to speak, communicate, and understand what somebody's actually saying. So for you coming to Russia, you have to look out for this thing. Because you're coming to Russia for this Russian language program. They have different kind of Russian language program for you to based on the major you want to study, and I'm going to list some of them for you. So you can study mathematics, physics, and chemistry if your major is in natural science. If not that department you won't go. These are the section of the PADFAC program you're gonna head to. You can also study mathematics, physics, and computer science if your major is in engineering or technology. This is another section you have to choose. You can also study history, literature, social science if your major is connected with human science. I also study social science, history, and mathematics if your major is connected with economics. So those are some of the subjects you'll be studying while you're in Russia, because they won't actually teach you Russian language every day. Как дела, как тебе зовут, those things. No, you have to go through subject, but make sure you choose the subject related to your own major. You understand? So you won't be studying physics when you don't need it. So, and again, you have to do an exam after every semester. You have to do exam to know if you're actually learning, you're actually fast learner, or you're not a fast learner. So still on this student stuff, the admissions are already closing. Like I wrote a university yesterday. They wrote me not. I wrote them yesterday that when are they closing? They told me August 1st, which is next tomorrow. So some schools close August 1st, some close August 3rd. But from August 1st to every day, this school will close. This school they have closed the admission. That's how. So I actually wrote a school yesterday. They replied me with this. I saw this just few minutes ago. They charge 108,000, which is actually the cheapest I've actually sent. 108,000 rubles should be around maybe 2 million naira or so. But yeah, they expect the student to pay 100% tuition fee, and they only accept students up to 25 years. So if you're still interested, and the admission will still close September 15, just like the road there. I know Nigerians don't like to pay 100%; they prefer to pay 50%, or to pay when they arrive in Russia. So, but unfortunately, right now that those ones don't, right now it's not available. So for scholarship students, if you want to study in Russia for free, all you got to do is go to, recently I started making research about scholarship. I really don't, put a lot of interest about scholarships because every year Russian government actually give 30,000 quotas to students with like with countries they have friendly relationship with. They call them friendly nations. Just I think something like that. Friendly nations. So they give 30,000 per year. Hey, 30,000 quotas per year. One of the websites you could actually get like try to get admission from. I'm not going to put the website on my video. So because this TikTok, sometimes they bring down your video for one error, so I don't know. So you have to go on Google, search for study in Russia. The website is study-in-russia.com. So if you can do it like that, maybe it's gonna open. Or just go to Russia or go to Google, search for study in Russia. There are other sites too. So when you register on this website, you feel I registered yesterday in person so that I will know how to explain to you guys. So, but when I wanted to apply for the scholarship, the region I want to choose, my region wasn't included because sometimes I have a friend in Russia. He's been in Russia even before I came here. He does this money exchange. So recently I was talking to him. He was like, "I studied in Ruden." I said, "How did you get admission?" He said, "Oh, I can't even afford to pay for that place. But it was scholarship. So, sometimes, most time I've already told you guys, if you want to get a long stay visa to any country, you have to go to that country. Even if na one day visa, you take enter, just enter there. You find ways to legalize yourself. This guy have actually studied in Russia a long time ago, but back then there was no law that students could get a permanent residency. There was no such law. This permanent residency stuff came outside maybe 10 or 15 years ago. So you don't already study finish. So you had to get admission now again. Back then when he came here, he was still young. Now he's still young, maybe early 40s or so. Early 40s, study in Russia right now. So that after education, he's gonna get permanent residency. Back then he had no option to apply for permanent residency, even though he came based on payment. So if you go on this website, you try the website I already mentioned, you register on that website, you choose, you'll be eligible to select three universities. One, just like how will I explain it? The mandatory one, and the other two just not so important. But at the end of the day, one of them could reach out to you. There are a lot of things about it, but I'm going to explain the scholarship stuff in full video in another video, not this one. But just try register on that website, then you upload your documents and wait for God to do his magic, or you go meet Odumeje, make Odumeje touch you for head, or pastor, the other one where they sell water, miracle water. Maybe it's gonna happen. So that's why scholarship. I don't know the paid one. You know that okay, I'm definitely getting admission, but the free one is not. It's not mandatory. It's not it's not 100%. But scholarship is better than the other one. One reason, I'm going to give only one reason. The reason is that if you pay for tuition, the embassy could still reject you even though you're paying. But when they give you scholarship, embassy, they're not born embassy going to reject that. Maybe they could reject you, but you have like 97% chance of getting that visa, even if you did 40 years. As long as the school give, because it's a government quota. It's a government. The government say they want 3,000 students, 30,000 students. So if they don't give you, then that's minus. So that so embassy will give you scholarship, they'll give you the visa. But when you pay, you might still not get it. That's just the difference. Scholarship. That's why scholarship is kind of better, but it's difficult to get than when you are paying. And to people that wish to travel abroad with tourist visa, I know it's kind of scary to travel with tourist visa. In fact, I know even advise on myself, but the truth is, for you to get a longer stay visa, you have to use student visa. I don't think they have any other long stay visa except say you be diplomat. But if you're a diplomat, the only long stay visa I am aware about is study visa. But if you've passed that age, then in my own opinion, 35 years. Once you don't pass 35, just begin pursue tourist visa. Before you go reach 40 years, you've probably gotten maybe some documents to legal, because the first years you're coming, first year, second year, third year, shege. You know what to be shege. I know we'll talk about this video. So it is not easy to come with tourist visa. But in my previous videos, I've already explained about what they call foreign citizen card in Russia. Russian government introduced this card at the beginning of this year, saying foreigners that lives in Russia without document, people, illegals in Russia would come get this card. This card is going to allow you work. You pay tax. You can even go to your country and come back to Russia. That if you want to know more about this card, just go on your browser, enter yandex.com, yandex.com. Then when you enter this Yandex, then just search for what is foreign citizen card in Russia. Then you can still ask, what can I do with foreign citizen card in Russia? Basically, what I'm trying to say is, if you come to Russia with a tourist visa, you could get a 5-year document before the end of this year. It is 100% possible. Even though just saying it right now, you'll be like, it's a lie, but it's true. They have what they call foreign. But the last, when they introduced this law, the last date to apply for this card is was April 30th, but there were so many crowd, there were so many people who wants to apply for this card. Then they extended the date to September 10th, which is the last date. So if you get a Russian visa to Russia, you could actually apply for. In fact, I did tell some students also when they come, if you don't want to study, go apply for this card. They'll give them the card. Just get that visa, enter Russia. But the last date to apply is September 10th. But somehow I dey feel say they will extend them to December, because the expiry date they first introduced was April. Then they said um September 10th. They might increase, they might extend it. They might. Right now it's September 10th. If you come to Russia, all you got to do is just to do medical. I know some people, no be say I don't see them online. Oh, I came with the tourist visa. I applied, they gave me. Some of those chats I get up. All you got to do is to come to Russia first. You get this card, 100%. But the problem right now is for you to get an appointment date, because I don't logically, I don't think it's possible for you to make an appointment date today and get an appointment from that to September 10. I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe it's possible. I don't know. Only Africans that live like Dubai. I get some people for Dubai where they write me Kuwait, Oman, those Middle East, those to get admission, to get appointment there is extremely easy. Extremely. So if you live in these places, you could still take advantage of it. The problem is to get the visa, not to get the 5 years document. The 5 years document, they don't deny people that as long as you live in Russia, all you got to do is medical. And the truth is, I know you're kind of scared to come to travel abroad with the tourist visa, but if you look at the reality is that's the only visa you can get. That's the only. You could get a tourist visa, you could get a visitor's visa, you could get a business visa. All of them, none of them is valid for 1 year. Maybe 6 months max, 3 months. So the earlier you travel, the better for you. Because sometimes these laws, let's say you came to Russia last year, this on the tourist visa, this card, you would have received it. You would have, of course. But they give them everybody will apply. But the truth again is, I know a lot of people in this country, Nigerians, that don't even want this card. I don't tell them to go, leave me, I don't need that. Don't worry, I do okay. They don't have documents. So because I know a lot of people think, oh, sometimes if I go abroad and you don't, the documents are just for you to, to be free in the country, free. Anything you do, you're not going to fear. Work any kind of job you want to do. But again, not everybody has documents. And about the job, if I own a document now, Mr. A have a document, Mr. B doesn't have a document, and an employer said, I need somebody for this job. Mr. A went to apply. I tell him, say I want 30,000 monthly. Mr. B, when no get documents, wants to feed. I sure say, man, this money is small. I can't do this job. Fuck off, you understand? I will go. But Mr. B that doesn't have documents, no, anyhow, he will survive. The truth is, employer is going to employ somebody without document. That's somebody because they want cheap labor. If you own a company now, you see somebody, you're going to pay 200K. I see somebody who will collect half that price. Who are you going to take? If you own a company in Nigeria and this person have documents, he wants you to pay 200,000. Then the other one without documents wants half the price for the same services they're going to do. Who are you going to employ? You're going to employ somebody who don't get documents. So one of the questions people always ask is, can I work without papers in Russia? See, even if you come to Russia, you tear your passport like this, you tear and without passport, you will still work. Because the problem is to enter here, you go find work we go do. I know sometimes maybe you're not going to work 24/7, like 7 days in a week, or some people say even they work 7 days in a week. Some even work past people will get documents. See, I just say you just need to be, a lot of people when you first come, you'll be so scared because people are not there. Of course, that's how it is. But with time, when you don't blend in, nobody. I feel like say, okay, they know who get document, who not get document. If you see them, you might be scared. They will know. But if you don't stay for year, and this stay means say you must don't stay for Russia for some time, or you don't be for only Russia, you must don't stay for that country. Then after that, you find ways to legalize yourself. There are different ways to legalize. There are different ways. And most especially the people they use tourist visa to come. Now people will be say we go enjoy and well. It's people will never marry. That's the advantage of this tourist visa if you never marry for Nigeria. But there are still even people who don't marry except for Nigeria, you can still, there are a lot of things which I'm not going to be able to say on media, but it's possible. Don't be sad to tell me these tourists are common and your choice. So that when you come and you say, now that boy say no. I'm just telling you. So now your choice. If you want to do it, then you do them. But if you don't want to do them, somehow maybe God will give you work permit, which is very, 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 very unlikely. They talk about work visa, but no need to waste time. It's not possible. It's not possible. The only way you're getting a work visa is just know the website. You could go on avito.ru. You could use hh.ru. You could download the app headhunter.ru. That's HH. So, but right now you can't sign up on any Russian website if you don't have a Russian number. So if you're looking for a work permit visa in Russia, somebody in Russia have to find that work for you. Me, I know go fit do am because I know Sabi. I don't own a lot of people ask me this thing. I don't own the company in Russia, so I know if you employ you. So you get all those agents waiting for Nigeria telling you work in Switzerland, this one in Switzerland. Do they have companies in those countries? They, but somehow if you pay for those tourist visa, you pay for work visa, you end up getting a tourist visa. I don't see people who do am because I paid for work visa, but see, now tourist visa they will give you. That's time they will give you. They can't. Me waiting for the country, I can't do it. So imagine somebody willing to speak Russian language, that won't help you do am. Well, that's all for now. Peace.